Wentz Financial Group presents Zips Basketball Weekly with John Groce, investment management for your lifetime. Hosted by Joe Dunn. Contributing sponsors include Summa Health. It's your health. Let's own it together. Hilton Akron Fairlawn, the preferred hotel of Zips Athletics. And the Spaghetti Warehouse, famous for its 15-layer lasagna.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the weekly edition of Zips Basketball Weekly with head coach John Groce, brought to you as always by the Wentz Financial Group. Well, if you left Rhodes Arena early on Saturday afternoon, shame on you. The Zips got some big plays from Zarius Williams and Channel Banks down the stretch as they knocked off Eastern Michigan 59-58 for their 17th win of the season. And Coach, we've been on the short end of a couple of those lately. You're glad to get one finally.
4 straight, Joe.
Yes.
1 possession games.
Yes. It's amazing.
Amazing. That's what the MAC, right? It's the MAC, and we've split those. You know, so it's interesting. We didn't play well enough to win yesterday. When you look at the stat sheet, I don't know if we deserved it, but there's been 1 or 2 others where I felt like we did, and it didn't go our way either. So, you know, it's the nature of a season, of a long journey together, of the ups and the downs, and you know, trying to find ways to win. And we did that yesterday. You mentioned the 2 big plays there, back-to-back by X and then by Channel, defensively with the vertical there at the end of the game, and just made enough plays to squeak it out.
We're going to look at highlights here in a second, Coach, but I cannot remember being down, 17-2, 18-4, coming back and then winning the basketball game.
Well, especially in a lower possession game, because whenever you play them, and it doesn't matter who plays them in our league, when you look at the statistics, the game typically is going to be around 60-some possessions, which is low.
Yeah.
So when you're down by 14 against them, it's like being down 20-plus against somebody else.
Sure.
So give our guys credit for showing some poise. I thought the bench came in, Joe, in the first half.
I agree.
And gave us a huge spark. In fact, we delivered the game ball to those guys after the game and had them stand up and clap for them. And, you know, without those guys, and obviously we made some big plays down the stretch with our veterans, but without the reinforcements coming in, providing us with energy and producing like they did, we would have had no chance to win the game. So kudos to those guys.
Talk to you after the game, Coach, on the radio post game. You've been in situations like that before, other places, when maybe you don't deserve to win a game, but you get a big play to win it.
Yeah, no question. And then I've coached games where you maybe led for 30-some minutes of the game and got beat.
Sure.
You know, you do it for 25 years or you do it as long as you and I both have, respectively. You see quite a bit. You see about everything.
Exactly.
So, you know, fortunately for us, it worked out yesterday. And sometimes you need a game like that to be able to create some special moments down the stretch, and hopefully we can use that as a springboard. Right
now, let's go back to Rhodes Arena this past Saturday afternoon. 3,100 fans in the building to watch the Zips pull out a big win. Highlights brought to you by ESPN. As we said, Coach, you go down early, 17-2. You call a couple timeouts to try and get everybody back in gear.
We did, no question about it. We were trying to tinker with some zone offense things based on a couple adjustments they have made from game 1 to game 2, and gave them a couple different looks. I thought it allowed us to get back in the game. But be honest with you, Joe, our quality of shot early was really good. We just didn't make them.
Right.
You know, and then obviously we struggled to defend them early, but then we were better at the end of the first half. We made a little run offensively at the end of the first half, and we actually tied it before being down by 1 possession there at halftime.
They run that 2-3 zone, Coach. Was a little bit different than the first time we saw them to open up the season?
You know, not a whole lot, Joe. I thought they played it better. I thought their kids, their newcomers in particular, know the rotations in the zone better. I thought they played really hard. I thought they were long. They got to places quickly and did a great job with it. And then we just missed some shots. But, you know, we weren't quite as sharp as we were in game 1 in Ypsilanti, but at the same time, they were significantly better, in my opinion, defensively in the zone.
After being down so big to begin the game, Coach, you're down by only a few at halftime. You had to feel pretty good going into halftime.
No doubt about it. Didn't feel like, obviously, we couldn't have shot the ball much worse. I think we were 0 for, felt like 100 from 3. But
it was 0 for 14.
Yeah, 0 for 14 from 3 at halftime. And especially early, I thought we had really good looks. But you know, obviously that gave us a little confidence, I think, heading into the second half.
Then you come out in the second half, Coach, and play with a little bit more energy, make some shots. You go up by a couple, and you had a number of opportunities to really go up by 4 or 5 and missed a couple.
We did. We missed a couple, and then we made some defensive errors. You know, we got to guard the ball a little bit better, be a little bit more disciplined. I thought we got sloppy at times. You know, we had 3 turnovers in the first half, which is excellent against them because they lead the league in steals. In fact, they lead the country in steals per game. So, you know, for us, that was a really good number. The second half, we had 8 of them. We just got a little sloppy on that end when we had a chance to create some distance, and then we missed some shots as well.
Tyler Cheese, we got to stop here, Coach. He had a great second half for you, didn't he?
I thought he was terrific throughout, Joe. First half, second half. Thought he's really good against the zone. Tyler's an intelligent player with good size that can dribble, pass, and shoot, and really knows how to play. And that's what the zone forces you to do. It forces basketball players to be players. You can't run plays, so to speak, against the zone. It's players and fundamentals, awareness and IQ that beat the zone, and Tyler's exceptional in those areas.
Lost Cam Reese on fouls. Then Riak got in foul trouble trying to guard the big guy.
Yeah, no question. He's a load. 7 foot, 265 pounds, athletic, long, great rim protector. Really good when you let him get to his left shoulder and right hand. We did that a couple times. That we need to try to not do that, obviously, if we have an opportunity to play them for a third time. But there you see X making a big shot there. Great screen by Sales. Sales was ready to go. You mentioned the foul trouble of Reese and Riak. And Sales had to come in and play a big role on some key possessions late in the game, and I thought he did a terrific job.
Channel Banks with a gutsy defensive play at the end. A lot of guys may not do that. He went up and got the block.
Yeah, that's as good a vertical. We call that a vertical as I've seen. I mean, he obviously made a winning play, big-time play by a senior.
Let's mention some of the guys that came off the bench. Ali, Michael Dawson, all those guys played well for you.
Really did. I mean, I thought that Ali defensively was terrific. I thought he made some great cuts in the interior of their zone. I thought Michael Dawson had a really good finishing cut along the back line there where Jackson assisted. And then just a terrific pass from Dawson to Reese for the dunk. Reese obviously 9 and 9 in 17 minutes. We want to have the option to have him out there a little bit more than what we did, but he had foul trouble throughout, and we were trying to manage that the best we could.
Coach, something jumped out at me after the game looking at the stats. Free throws, 17 out of 21 for your team, 18 for 38 for Easton. That may have been the difference.
Yeah, we were fortunate there. They were obviously below their normal average, although they're last in the league.
They are.
In free throw percentage, so it wasn't like an anomaly. That's what they are. And they shoot in the 50s on the season in league play. So fortunately for us, they made under 50 because we needed every miss to be able to execute some special situations down the stretch to give us a chance to win the ball game.
Again, a big win. 3,100 fans went home happy on Saturday afternoon. We're going to take a break, come back, and meet 2 young Zips who are sitting out this year, are going to be important for the future of this program. So don't go away. We're back right after this.
The difference with Wentz Financial Group is that we do not have a cookie-cutter answer to any of our clients' needs. Every day is completely different in the market, and every client situation is unique. We value the opportunity and responsibility to manage the hopes and dreams of our 3,000 customers nationwide.
Come see the difference Wentz Financial Group can make for your financial future. Wentz Financial Group. Investment management for your lifetime.
The University of Akron is more than a college or campus.
It's a connection to the community.
To the thousands of opportunities right here in Northeast Ohio.
And to the partnerships with employers and organizations.
Like the LeBron James Family Foundation, where we connect kids to life-changing possibilities.
It's the strength of UA, this city, and these connections.
It's where students make an impact on their community and in the world.
While still making an impact
in the classroom,
on the track,
in the boardroom,
and in my community.
That's what makes us the University of Akron.
Well, if you're a regular to Zip home games, you've probably seen a couple guys down at the end of the bench dressed in warm-ups. You're not sure who they are, but they are important members of this basketball team. Coach, why introduce these guys? Because you took them as transfers. You're excited about them.
Very excited about them. Macy Daly, who's from Beechwood.
Yes.
Played at Beechwood High School. 6'6". I was very familiar with Macy because we had recruited him when I was at Illinois. He ended up going, obviously, to Iowa and then transferring here. And has really done a nice job in his sit-out year attacking his body. And he's going to be a really good player for 6'6" wing, long, very skilled and gifted offensively, smart player. And then Brian Trimble from St. John's. And Brian's a 6'2", 6'3" guard that, maybe, Joe, about as good a shooter as I've coached at any level, wherever
That says
I've
a
been.
lot. You've coached some good ones.
Yeah, we have, and he can really shoot the ball, working very hard on his body and getting that thing really ready to go for next year. Those will be two great additions for us. And the thing that I like about both of them is they played at the last two places. I mean, they played, and they played on two teams respectively that both went to the NCAA tournament in Iowa and St. John's. So, they've been around some winning. So I really am excited about both guys and certainly a big part of our future.
Well, let's meet these two young guys. It'll be important next year for the Zip basketball program.
My name is Brian Trumbull. I'm a redshirt junior from St. John's University. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. And I pretty much started playing basketball like around the 8th grade. Basically was just playing at a community center, and someone that really had love for the game and seen potential in me and gave me a chance. And from there, I found love of the game. Once I got into the portal and we seen that Akron reached out, my mentors and the guys that's over my recruitment trusted Groce and believed in what he does very well. So I just stuck with them and ended up here.
My name is Macy Daly. I'm a senior transfer from the University of Iowa. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and I went to Beechville High School. When I first started basketball, I think I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. My parents just put me in a local rec league, but I didn't really take it seriously until maybe the 10th or 11th grade. So I was at the University of Iowa for 3 years, and after those 3 years, I just wanted to be closer to home. And then when I opened the transfer portal and put my name in the transfer portal, I took my visit and I really fell in love with the team and the coaching staff and the atmosphere around here.
Now that I'm sitting out, I'm actually learning myself. I'm starting to see certain things that you don't see like while you're playing. So just me sitting out and then knowing the things that I already knew before I sat out, I'm pretty much just putting them things together. And if I see certain things, like I might whisper in GT ear or Ali ear and let them know I see something, even Christian or Channel or those guys. Like if I see something and I think it'll help, I'll make sure I put the voice out.
I think even though I'm sitting out and even though I played 3 years already in college, I'm still learning. I'm learning from the freshmen, I'm learning from the seniors, just the mistakes they make, the good things they do, just to remind them, just to stay patient, that it's a long process, it's ups and downs, they're gonna be there. I think since we're like a new put together team, there's going to be more downs and ups, even though our end goal is the tournament. And to make an impact there, I think it is going to be a roller coaster. And I think our voice is just to keep everybody focused on the end goal. I think that's going to be big for us.
Well, since I've been here, I've for some reason, I found it easy to love every guy in that locker room. I mean, we all get along well. We all joke together. When it's time to be serious, it's time to be serious. But for the most part, I think we do a good job of making it fun, but knowing when to have fun and when to take things serious.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with what Brian said. I think this is one of the teams where I think just the first day I got on campus, I just noticed a difference in everybody's mood. I just feel like everybody's more together. It seems like every other day we're always trying to figure out something we could do later in the night with each other, just like all together, just to stay close with each other.
Went to the NCAA tournament. I learned that all winning teams know how to bounce back from adversity. I mean, there's going to be nights where shots ain't falling and things aren't going your way. The refs aren't with you, but you got to be able to maintain and fight through all that and find a way to get the win.
And I think another big thing is just our voice, just because we experienced the tournament and it's actually really tough to get there. So I think just the bits and pieces that we can tell the young guys and the guys that are playing, just things that are needed to make it to the tournament. I think our voice is a big thing.
Coach, the nice thing about those two guys, you've been able to work them into practice, so you've seen a lot of them this year. You know what you're going to get next year.
No, it's a great advantage to have them sitting out. They get to learn, the culture on and off the court, our system offensively and defensively, and I think it really helps them prepare them to have a chance to be even more successful within our collective unit because of that. So, obviously excited about both guys.
They will team with Lauren Christian Jackson next year to form the nucleus of next year's team. We had a chance to talk to Lauren Christian Jackson, so don't go away. You're going to meet that young man again right after this.
Roman was born with a hole in his heart. But thanks to the experts at Summa, who found the problem and fixed it quickly, he's feeling 26 again. Not 76. Minimally invasive heart procedures, many performed in under 2 hours. Summa Health. vital for getting back in the game and more.
Okay, welcome back to Zips Basketball Weekly, and we've got a special guest today, Coach. It isn't every day we have Lauren Christian Jackson on the program, but he's a special guy. And I guess the first question, when did you see him play? Why bring him to Akron?
Well, we knew about Christian long before we came to Akron. I knew about him through the grind session. They won the national championship when Christian played, and then I'd seen him on the circuit and always was impressed with his game, being that we play a pick and roll system.
Yeah.
You know, a guy like Christian certainly gets your attention with his leadership and the way that he played the game. Then obviously, once we get the job, you know, Dustin comes in to see me, and we had known his father and had recruited some of his guys when we were at Illinois. He said, you know, Christian's transferring from Long Beach State. Would you have an interest? So we immediately go and start looking at synergy clips, and really already knew that he was a good fit, but that only reiterated that even more strongly for us as we watched. And at that point, it was just a matter of getting him to campus and figuring out, you know, hey, do we vibe with him? Does he vibe with us? And I thought the visit went really, really well. And, you know, kind of the rest is history, so to speak. And, you know, obviously has done a great job for us, both off the court and on the court.
Lauren, welcome to the program. I don't want to put any words in your mouth, but I would guess one of the best decisions you've ever made is come to Akron. You've really done a great job, and I know you're happy here.
Yeah, I'm very happy here. Coach has trusted me, and I couldn't be more grateful for that, so I'm very happy.
Let's go all the way back to the beginning. You grew up in Chicago. You played for your dad down at Victory Rock. Talk about transition from high school and playing for your dad down in Florida.
I mean, it was pretty easy. I grew up like my dad's always been like my trainer / coach. Never really coached me until I got into high school, so once I got into high school, he was my coach, and he was on me like real hard. So it was like, it just helped me transition. It just helped me be able to just play the game through constructive criticism. So when I got into college and playing for Coach Groce and talking to him, I saw a lot of similarities in him that my dad have. So it was like easy decision for me to come to Akron.
Coach, we've talked about this before. He puts up about 500 shots a day, I guess, from three-point line, and it's paid off for you, right?
No, it has, and he's a worker. And I tell people this all the time. Obviously, they get to see him play basketball. He's playing at a really high level right now, as high level as, you know, anyone in our league. But it's the other pieces, and he knows I text him this all the time, the culture piece. You know, you're looking at a college graduate. Guy started his master's degree. You know, he's a great teammate. He's a good leader. He's great in our locker room. So it's all those pieces, I think, that make Christian, and why it's such a privilege to coach him, and, you know, how fortunate we are to have him in our locker room.
Coach, he has a superstition. I understand you're going to tell us today about a little superstition you have. Why don't you tell the fans about that? They're not aware of this.
Which one? I got a few superstitions.
Tell us about the shoe superstition.
So I don't wear the same shoe. If I lose, I won't wear the same shoe unless I want to break the superstition. So I probably wouldn't wear the shoes that I wore last game ever again, maybe, unless I want to break the superstition. But I usually give those shoes away to a kid or something that comes into the locker room, and I just try to give back as much as I can. So, and usually kids wear the same size as me anyway, so it's pretty easy.
Well, thank God you haven't been able to use too many shoes this year. It's been a great year.
Yeah.
Tell us about this basketball team. I travel with you guys. I know how close you are. Tell us about this group and how close you are as a team.
I think that was our main thing in the summer. This summer is focused on being closer as a team, doing more stuff as a whole team and not just as a group, different groups. So I think we've done a good job with that, and I think it shows onto the court, and we're able to talk to each other in constructive ways without getting down and just giving up on each other. So I think that's been helping us, and I think it's showing on the court.
Future plans, final question, where are we going to see you in the future? I know basketball. I know down at Victory Rock, but what are some of the things you want to accomplish?
I want to play for as long as I can, and then after that, I like take over my dad's business and just become I don't know if I want to be a coach just yet, but just try to figure that out. Just take over the business, try to expand it into different countries and stuff like that.
Coach, great decision bringing this young man to Akron.
No, it's been a good one, and obviously a real privilege to have him in there. And we've got a lot of basketball left to play.
Yes, sir.
And he and I are excited about that too with our team and his teammates.
There you go. Lauren, thanks for coming. Best of luck the rest of the year. We're going to take a break and back with our Player of the Week and our Player on the Rise right after this.
The difference with Wentz Financial Group is that we do not have a cookie cutter answer to any of our clients' needs. Every day is completely different in the market, and every client situation is unique. We value the opportunity and responsibility to manage the hopes and dreams of our 3,000 customers nationwide.
Come see the difference Wentz Financial Group can make for your financial future. Wentz Financial Group. Investment management for your lifetime.
The University of Akron is more than a college or campus.
It's a connection to the community.
To the thousands of opportunities right here in Northeast Ohio.
And to the partnerships with employers and organizations.
Like the LeBron James Family Foundation, where we connect kids to life-changing possibilities.
It's the strength of UA, this city, and these connections.
It's where students make an impact on their community and in the world.
While still making an impact
In the classroom.
On the track.
In the boardroom.
and in my community.
That's what makes us the University of Akron.
Okay, welcome back to Zips Basketball Weekly. Now it's time to name our Player of the Week and our Player on the Rise. Our Player of the Week, a young man out of Albany, Georgia, 6'5" combo guard Tyler Cheese, 21 points in that Eastern Michigan win. I think he had 18 in the second half, Coach. He was doing it all.
He's terrific, and he was great against the zone. He really has a great pulse of how to play. We talked about earlier his strengths, but just really skilled, really knows how to play on the offensive end, has become a better defender in year 2 than he was in year 1. Certainly a big part of our team.
He's averaging over 18 points a game in league play, so he's really turned it up when it meant the most.
No question. Playing like you typically expect a senior to play, you know, and he's done a good job. I thought he really willed us in some key possessions against Eastern Michigan. Obviously, in a one-point game, all the possessions count.
How about our Player on the Rise, a young man out of Huntington, West Virginia, 6'5" freshman guard Michael Dawson. Huntington High School, Huntington Prep, came off the bench against Eastern Michigan, had some pretty good minutes for you.
He really did, and he practiced well. I pulled him aside this past week. We had obviously the week off leading into the game, Joe, and I said, man, it's the best you've practiced consistently back to back to back this week, and he went out and played like it, you know. It doesn't always happen that way, but about 90% of the time it does. I tell him practice isn't necessarily perfect, but practice is permanent. Your habits take over, and Michael obviously had a good week for us.
He's starting to feel more comfortable. You can see him coming into the game, really letting his athletic ability show.
Yeah, no question about it. He's getting more comfortable. Certainly the more practices and the more games he can get under his belt. You know, experience is such a great teacher.
Exactly. Congratulations to those two young men. Well, the Zips are busy again this week, beginning Tuesday night. A huge home game against Bowling Green. Coach, they are playing so well right now.
Yeah, the league leader, right, in terms of the loss column. They have 2 losses, and Mike Huger's done a great job with them. They're very deep, and obviously have just a terrific player in Justin Turner, who declared for the draft this past year, decided to come back, and certainly a Player of the Year candidate in our league, and a really, really difficult cover. And then everybody plays their roles really well. It's going to be a challenging game for us.
Then the Zips get on the bench on the bus on Thursday to all go all the way to Mount Pleasant, Michigan for a Friday night game on TV.
Obviously, great opportunity again because Central Michigan has 3 losses in the loss, just like we do. So they're among one of the league leaders as well, no different than Bowling Green. So great opportunity. Obviously, they play, if you look at their scores, they play extremely fast.
They do.
They're one of the highest scoring teams in the country, let alone the league. And so they really get out and go. They've got great personnel, great depth. Their speed and their transition game really stands out. And, you know, it'll be another challenge, a different type of style that we're playing against on Friday night against Central.
Exactly. Coach, congratulations on that big win over Eastern Michigan. We'll see you back here next week with more Zips Basketball Weekly. Always remember, go Zips.
Wentz Financial Group presents Zips Basketball Weekly with John Groce, investment management for your lifetime. Hosted by Joe Dunn. Contributing sponsors include Summa Health. It's your health. Let's own it together. Hilton Akron Fairlawn, the preferred hotel of Zips Athletics. And the Spaghetti Warehouse, famous for its 15-layer lasagna.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.